Okay, with that, we're going to now transition a little bit, and I'm going to share a little bit of the information as we get ready. This is where we are in the agenda. You should see then where we are. Gary just presented. We've gone through Rich, then Grace, then Gary, and then at 15 past the hour, we'll start with kind of more of our panel discussion with Philippe Leon, Edelweiss, and myself, and we'll start with that. In the meantime, now's the time to kind of take a break, get a cup of coffee, and then join us back at 15 past. But I'm going to go and share a little bit of stuff. And Edelweiss, you're still on, I'm assuming. I'll go through a couple slides here that I didn't get to in the last break.
Perfect.
All right.
And in the meantime, if they grab a cup of coffee, they can also, as you were going to show in a minute, they can join our Slack channel, a Slack workspace, and continue the conversation with us. I think that is important.
I'm going to actually show that in just a moment once I get through a couple things. So one of the things that I want to make sure everybody knows, this is a special TechCast Days, part of a series, but we've been running this, folks, for a year now. And you will find a whole plethora of talks that have been done over the years, and we record each one and we make those available. The upcoming one is from our friends in the spatial and graph area. It's on graph analytics, an example of detecting fraud in the financial industry. So join us for that. You can sign up for that TechCast. I'll show you that in just a moment where you can get at that. We also have, I want to mention that we've already scheduled the date for the next TechCast Days. We're going to do these on kind of a quarterly basis, or at least that's the plan right now. That's going to take place on October 13th through Thursday, October 15th. And we'll have more information at analyticsanddatasummit.org on that. So let me show you also where that stuff is. If I go to just TechCasts in here, this is all the information on the TechCasts that we run. And right now, obviously, we're featuring our TechCast Days, 9 hours dedicated to this content. And then you can submit an abstract in here. If you just click on this, you can go and submit so you can present. And then we feature the prior talk and the upcoming talk. This is the one on graph analytics. And then down below, you'll see an archive. Here's all the stuff from 2020. Here's all the stuff from 2019. You want to see the videos, click on there. Here's the slides. We anticipate this is where the stuff is going to be if you want to see the great stuff that has been presented today. But you can scroll down and see all this, and we have half a year's worth in 2019 as well. A couple other things. You can participate in the Analytics and Data Oracle user community here, attend our stuff. This is where TechCasts are. And we have the stuff on a YouTube channel as well. So you can find it on YouTube. Those links should be in the chat area. And here is the sign up for our newsletter at paper.ly and go in there. And then you can join our Slack workspace. This is the kind of the invitation stuff. I wanted to show real quick an example of what that looks like in the Slack channel. And so here, I was just, we're still getting this information going. I've added that to my control panel. I've got the Slack application loaded on my Windows PC. But then in each channel, we've got an analytics, a general, machine learning, random, and spatial in here. And it's just getting the conversation going. What's the role of IT with analytics? Should it be make an analytic platform available to lines of business and they curate their own data, or make the curated data available to end users, or make standard dashboards and reports available to users, or just make dashboards and reports available to users? Allowing end users to create their own is asking for trouble. I'm just looking to kind of start the dialogue. Indeed, this came up from Dasu. This is out in the open, but question for Drop Tank. I invited Rich to answer, and Rich was added, and I put a bunch of links in here. This is where I put the links. And then Rich is already replying back to Dasu as to why they selected OAC as their analytics tool. This is the type of conversation that we anticipate having in the Slack channel. So just a quick thing, you all can be part of this discussion and post your own and reach out to people individually. You can see some of us are talking back and forth privately as well. So encourage you to join that Slack channel. Edelweiss, anything else before we start getting ready for the panel discussion?
Yeah, I think that we didn't put the links. I'm going to do it in the chat. But people also can follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter.
Oh, yes.
So this is something that another way to communicate with us. So it will be great if you're showing the workspace, if you're kind of more shy and just want to follow the news. Just follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter. I am going to put the links in the chat, so you can do that.
Okay, super. Thanks. We should have had slides on that. I don't have those in here. This is about the Slack workspace. I think we've gone through this in other, in other breaks. But then this is the useful information with a bunch of links on here for free training on this. Oracle is also running their own series during the summer on this Oracle Analytics Summit online. You can join with that. There's been some fantastic presentations as part of that, a mix of customers and some from Oracle on here. I think we didn't show this previously, but I'm going to click on the OAC tube and show you what that looks like. This is put out by the Oracle Analytics team, and they have a bunch of videos on how to get started. And this is things where people are talking about how they've used the software. And so it's a mix of, in some cases, kind of a almost commercial type stuff, but interesting snippets of how people are using the information, but also very useful demos that show you how to, for instance, in OAC 5.6 uses images as a custom background. This is known as the motorcycle demo that shows you how you can use a map as a navigation aid and actually do it without having to program stuff. All sorts of things that are in here in this YouTube channel, very useful. There's also, by the way, just kind of breaking news, OAC 5.7 features, not even quite out yet, but you want to see some of the stuff that's coming up, here's videos on them. So that's useful too in that OAC 5.7 features. And you can also get Oracle Analytics on your desktop as well in here. Philippe, I'm going to just do a quick audio check. We've got, in case people are joining just for the panel session, we got another 5 minutes, but let me check and make sure your audio is working. You got it?
Good morning, Dan. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just great, coming through.
And good morning, Edelweiss. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon.
Morning.
Thanks.
We wanted to show some of the great stuff you guys put in the OAC tube and such out there, so glad you could join us.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks.
Edelweiss, other stuff that we should make sure. I've got the upcoming TechCast. I show that. We'll hit that at the very end. And other things that we want to make sure we go through before I start looking at switching PowerPoint decks for our panel.
Yeah, so we already shared all the links into the chat, but if there's someone that is just joining us and maybe they cannot see all the links put in the chat, just let us know. Just put in the chat something that I don't have the links or something like that. I just join in. Can you put the links again? So we can do that. Okay. So, but we already put all the links in the chat for the people that is with us since a while, and I already add the Twitter account. They can follow us in Twitter with Analytic and Data. And I will put the LinkedIn.
Well, here, let me just do this. I can do this on the fly. Here, I just added it also to the analytics channel so people can find it on there. So I see you put it in chat, and hey, I'll paste it that way, because I think if I try and show the chat for Zoom within a Zoom conference, I think it doesn't show. So I'll do that way. And get some of the stuff in here. So you can follow us at ANDOUC for Twitter, at Analytic and Data. And notice there's no S on here. That's because of a character limit. That's why we ended up doing that. And I see, thank you, Edelweiss. Fantastic, covering me so people don't see how badly I type. And there's the LinkedIn. So.
Perfect. Perfect. I think that we already share all the valuable information that we have. And if you come back to the useful links, we also have some free training from Oracle Analytics Cloud and DBT in Udemy. We also share the links with the people, and also if Dan already showed you that you have an OAC environment, live environment, so you can play with Oracle Analytics Cloud. But if you want to download the data visualization desktop, it's something that you can also do for free. So if maybe you want to show the, or I can put the link into the chat. So if
Or
someone
the
can
OEC
download,
Live? Yeah, well, here, this is where you can see the demos
yes.
of this, if this is what you mean.
And if
The
you
Oracle
want
Analytics
to,
Library.
and if you want to use the on-prem option, you can use the data visualization desktop, just in order to play with it. And you have a Mac version and a Windows version.
Yeah, and then if you click on where you are, notice you're right in OAC and looking at some of the demos that are pulled together here. I haven't run this in a while, but what the hey, I'll click on it. There's Information World Taxes, and you can start looking through. This can also be useful. You can get this to other people in the organization and say, hey, there's this tool called OAC. You might want to look into it, and just click through to see some examples of some visualizations. Without, of course, you can always get a free trial from Oracle and set it up, but this is just so easy. Yeah, Philippe?
And if you, I will even add, if you are interested in contributing to these examples, feel free to send us projects and we will post them as long as the data is public, of course, on that environment.
Super.
Thanks. Thanks for sharing, guys.
Of course. All right, with that, let me start transitioning here. Hopefully this will go to my slide deck.